Hey guys, so in today's video I have a book haul. I have about 12 books I think that I recently picked up, and I thought I would go ahead and show you guys what I got. It's quite a mix. I got some thrillers, some like mysteries, some classics, and I kind of got some stuff from all over. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and get straight on into it. The first place I got a couple books from a charity shop, and the first one is this one. It's called Master of the Moon by Angela King, and this was an Oxfam. It was £2.49, and as you can probably tell from the cover of this book, it's like a smutty kind of fantasy book. I haven't read one of these in a while, and I haven't read from this author before, but I found some more of her books on eBay and she seems to be quite popular, so I thought I'd give it a go. And it's basically following a woman called Diana, and her day job, she's a city manager of a city, and it says she also moonlights for the police department, and she's going around on this case. Lots of murders have been happening, and it turns out there is a vampire in town, and she is kind of determined to try and stop this vampire, and she gets the help of this warrior who is the man, and yeah, that's basically what the plot is. They're just going to be tracking down this vampire, yes, and then this warrior says his sword to hunt down the murderer. He's more than willing to give Diana what she needs. And it says Diana, who is also a werewolf, Diana is in her burning moon, a time of sexual heat, and yeah, so this is going to be like a smutty fantasy book. So I got that one because I thought it sounded like a good read. And then I also picked up The Guest List, and this book has been on my radar for a while. I've picked it up several times in bookshops, and I've always put it down because it's also the author of The Hunting Party, and I kind of wanted to read that one first. But then I found this in Oxfam for £2, again £2.49, so I was like, you know what, I'm just going to pick it up and give it a go. I don't think they're not a sequel or anything. I'm pretty sure they're separate books. They're just written by the same author. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to give this one a go. It's set on a remote island, so I was like, definitely sounds like it's up my street. It's like a whodunit, I think. Yeah, like a thriller, a whodunit mystery. We're centered around a wedding. A bunch of the wedding guests go onto this island, and it says it's off the windswept Irish coast. Guest gathering for wedding of the year, and I'm guessing somebody gets murdered or goes missing, and they have to figure out who it is. I've heard pretty good things about this book, so I'm pretty excited about it, and yeah, I'm definitely gonna enjoy reading that one, I think. I hope. So then I have 3 books. I went to the Works and picked up 3 books from there. It used to be 3 books for £5, it's now 3 books for £6. I've noticed book prices have gone up a little bit recently, so, but still £6 for 3 books is pretty good. So the 3 I picked up, the first one, I saw this one and I was like, that looks like a thriller, you know, with the rain on the cover and the window, and it says The Sisters Next Door. And then I read the back, and the bit that caught my attention, it says that the sisters Molly and Beth thought their remote clifftop house would be the perfect place to hide away after their mother's brutal murder. They were wrong. And as soon as I saw remote clifftop house, I was like, yep, I'm picking it up, that's coming with me. Didn't really have to read much more than that, but I'm guessing these 2 sisters are in this house and then someone is coming after them. It says they found their safe home, but someone is watching and waiting in the shadows. So yeah, this book, I did look it up on Goodreads, and doesn't have a lot of reviews. It literally has 2 reviews. Lots of people have given it star ratings, and it's not bad. I think it averages at around a 3. But yeah, there was two actual reviews. One was a super short one just saying it was really good, and then the second one was like a really long one, like explaining everything they hated about this book, and they gave it a really low rating. But that's not going to put me off. I'm still going to go in and yeah, see what I think, and hopefully I like it. You'll find out when I do a review on it. But yeah, Remote Clifftop House, I was like, yes, definitely going to pick that up. I then also picked up Payback's a Witch by Lana Harper, and this one just sounded like a fun kind of chicklet read with obviously the magical element put in there. It follows, I think this is the first book in a series, I think. It's the Thistle Grove series, and yes, it says two witches plot revenge, but end up falling in love with this magical romantic comedy. And yeah, it follows a witch who apparently isn't a very good witch, and she leaves town for some reason and is kind of far away from her family, and then there's some kind of competition and it brings her back to her hometown, and she kind of reconnects with her family, and then she makes friends with another witch who has just broken up, I think, from a boy or something. The relationship's ended with the partner, and then she's seeking some kind of revenge, and she tries to kind of pull our other character into the plot with her. So it's kind of like, is she going to join this other witch on her revenge story, or what's going to happen? So yeah, the cover's really cool as well, I thought. But yeah, we'll see where this goes. It had pretty good reviews, so I'm interested to give it a try, a little witchy revenge story. And then the third one I picked up in that deal is this one. It's called The Library by Bella Osborne. I picked up this book last time I was in the works, but then I didn't end up buying it, and I kind of thought about it since. I was like, I kind of wish I picked that up. But yeah, this is a friendship story. Two lonely bookworms, unexpected friendship, a library that needs help. So this is following a young teenager called Tom, and it says he blends into the background with life. After rowing with his dad about facing an unhappy future in the dog food factory, he escapes to the library. And then our second character is a pensioner called Maggie, and she is living happily alone and with her beloved novels for 10 years at least. That's what she tells herself. So it's a young teenager Tom and an elderly lady called Maggie. They form a friendship because the library is kind of in danger, and yeah, they're coming to try and save the library together. So it's like a friendship story between two unlikely people. I thought that sounded quite sweet and quite heartwarming, and they're determined to save the fate of their beloved library, and so that it's like a safe haven for other people. They don't want the library to close. So yeah, I just felt like that sounded like quite a heartwarming story, so I thought I would give that a go. I then picked up, I think I picked up in Tesco. It was on a deal for like £5, and it's Verity by Colleen Hoover. I picked this up after I read It Ends With Us, which I think I have a review, I'm pretty sure I have a review of that already up on my channel, which was all over BookTok and, you know, all over YouTube. So yeah, I thought I would give that a go, and I really enjoyed it. So I thought I'd pick up Verity because I've heard there's a little bit of a darker story. There's a little bit more, yeah, darker themes. It's supposed to be one of her more gothic books. So yeah, more of a thriller, it says here. A thriller that will keep you up all night, and a twist that will leave you reeling. And I actually don't know much more about the story other than that. I know it follows a struggling writer who's on the brink of financial ruin, and she accepts a job of a lifetime. And then you have Jeremy Crawford, husband of best-selling author Verity. Crawford has hired Lowen, the other character, to complete the remaining books in a successful series his injured wife was unable to finish. So yeah, I'm guessing we're going to find out how Verity got injured, maybe, and why that, maybe that's the mystery, and yeah, what happened with her. And I'm guessing there might be some kind of like love triangle. So yeah, I've heard it's one of her more darker books, so I will let you guys know what I think once I've finished it. also from Tesco. It was like £2 this book on another deal, and yeah, I thought it sounded interesting. It's another mystery. It's the Typhoon Code by Janice Hawlett. She also wrote The Appeal. I haven't read that, although that book also sounds really interesting, so if I like this one I might pick that one up. And yeah, not gonna lie, the cover drew me in. I thought it was really cool with like the fish. But yeah, this is like another mystery story. It says Edith is one of the world's most famous children's authors, and she's known for her she has a known legacy that in this a legacy that has rumoured existence of the Typhoon Code, which is basically a series of clues hidden in her books, but nobody knows what these clues lead to. And everyone is like speculating about what this code means. And then we have another character called Steve, sorry, and he says he can trace all the bad things that have happened in his life have linked back to these women's books. He says as a child he found one of her books covered in strange symbols. He showed it to his teacher, who was convinced it held a key to a code. Within weeks this teacher had disappeared, and Steve doesn't know whether she's alive or dead. So possible murder mystery. Yes, it says it's time to solve the murder of the century. So yeah, his teacher goes missing and it has something to do with these codes in these children's books. So yeah, intriguing. I was interested by that one. The next book, another Tesco purchase, was The Circus of Wonders by Elizabeth McNeil. This one, I was really chuffed with this one. I picked it up because of the cover, like immediately. I was like, yes, gold foiling, it says circus, like I'm definitely gonna love this book. And then the back sounded really interesting. So you're following, it's set in England, so it's like a historical fiction, set in England in 1866, and you are following a girl called Nell, and she is shunned from her community because she has this rare birthmark that covers a lot of skin on her body. But she catches the eye of a guy called Jasper Jupiter, who runs a circus, and she quickly becomes like the main attraction of this circus. She's known as Leopard Girl because she has this skin condition, and she becomes very, very famous within the circus. Even Queen Victoria goes to see her perform. But all is not well, because as the more famous she gets, the more jealous Jasper seems to become. And it says when her fame begins to eclipse Jasper's own, could she be in danger? After all, the higher you fly, the steeper the fall. And I thought that sounds really, really intriguing, really interesting. Gonna pick it up, so I picked it up. And when I got home, I was looking at the author. I was like, I'm sure that author sounds really, really familiar. And then I flipped to the front and I saw she's also the author of The Doll Factory, and I loved The Doll Factory. It was one of my favourite books, I think of 2019 or early 2020. I'm pretty sure it's 2019, maybe 2018. But around that time I have a review of that book on this channel. I absolutely loved that book. I loved the atmosphere, loved the characters. Yeah, it was one of my favourite books. And yeah, I didn't even realise when I picked up this it was the same author, and then when I saw that, when I got home, I was proper chuffed. I was like, oh, I'm sure I'm going to love this even more now, because I know I like her writing style. But yes, then I will get on to another author I was happy to find. Now, if you've heard me talk about this author's books before, you're probably like, didn't you say in your last review of her books that you wouldn't buy any more of her books? And yes I did. But this author, Jessie Burton, I've read everything she's ever written. She's written 3 other books I read, The Miniaturist, The Muse and The Confession. And yeah, after I reviewed all those books, I said that I wouldn't pick her writing up again, because I loved her stories. Well, I loved her writing and I loved the concept of her stories, but they didn't always go where I wanted them to go, and sometimes they felt a little bit unsatisfying. Then I heard that she was writing this book and it came out, and I was like, It's called The House of Fortune, and this is a sequel to The Miniaturist, and The Miniaturist was her my favourite book out of the ones she's written. It was the first book she ever wrote, and I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I always find problems within her stories in some of her books, but I really love the main character Nell in that book, and she's written another book. Come on, it's like a sequel. I'm not gonna not pick it up and read it and then review it. I really hope it's good. So yeah, we're basically, or I hope we're following the life of Nell. So yeah, it'll be interesting where it left off from the first book. The first book was kind of, you follow this girl called Nell. She's very young. She gets married to this dude who doesn't treat her very well. And then yeah, she has to suddenly learn how to be like the woman of the house and how to run a big house and the troubles that come with that. But yeah, I really enjoyed her as a character, and I liked the setting as well. It's set in 1705 in Amsterdam, and this one we seem to get a new character being introduced called Thea, and she says she's just turned 18, welcoming into adulthood, being welcomed into adulthood. And yeah, then Nell is her auntie, so we're gonna see more family drama ensue. And I was just like, I know I said I wouldn't pick any more of her books up, but I can't not when I love that character so much. And also this book is just beautiful. This one I managed to get sprayed edges. This copy is what's the focusing on my face? This copy is from Waterstones, and yeah, I'd seen it come out on Instagram and I was like, oh, I really want it. Went to Waterstones just to see if they had it, and then was chuffed to find out that they did. And I was like, it's such a beautiful book. It's got the nice green with the gold on the spine. So picked up, I got it home and I actually didn't realise that this is also a signed copy. So yeah, even though I said I was never going to buy any more of her books again, I have zero regrets about picking up another one of her books. So yeah, I am excited to read that. And then my last three books I got from Home Sense, and they are classics, and I completely bought these on a complete whim. When I was there, I saw them and was like, you know what, I'm just going to get them. And the first one was Around the World in 80 Days. I'm trying to read more classics. I'm trying to expand the genres that I read, because normally it's just thriller and horror and a bit of fantasy. So yeah, this past year I would say I've been getting more into classics as well. And I thought I'd try this one. It's basically about a guy who makes a bet with his friends that he can make it around the world in 80 days. So I thought I would give it a go. It's quite a short classic, so I thought, you know, why not? It is a premise that interests me, and yeah, I loved the cover. This is in the penguin cloth bounds, and I don't often pick these up. I see them and I think they're pretty, but I don't think these are fully worth the money, but because it was in Home Sense it was a little bit cheaper, so that's why I kind of justified, well, it is a really pretty book, because I love the look of these books. I have 5 other cloth bounds, but yeah, I do feel like I'm not 100% sure they're worth full price, but if I see them for, you know, not the original price, a bit cheaper, then I'm more willing to pick them up. Because I do find, especially with my Alice in Wonderland one, the prints scuff off them really easily. I don't know if it's just I'm super rough with my books. I have read that one a couple times, but like I said, paying full price, they can be like £20 and upwards. I don't feel like they're worth that. But if you can get it for around like 10, I think this was like £12. So I was like, do you know what, I'm going to give it a go. It's a really nice bright blue with the stamps of different countries on it. So yeah, I thought I would give it a go. And then the last 2 books I picked up were 2 Virginia Woolf books, and I picked up The Waves and Mrs. Dalloway, and this is in the, what collection is this called? It's just Vintage Classics. I can't remember what the specific name of this collection is. But yeah, there's a whole collection of her books in this like watercolour art print. You can kind of see the rest of them there. and I just thought it was a really nice collection. They're quite short, like small little books, like they're shorter books, like pocket-sized books, and I absolutely loved the design of both of them, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna pick them up. I got Mrs. Dalloway, which is like a little slice of life. It's like a portrait where you're just following one day in a woman's life, and yeah, it's just her thinking, reminiscing about her life and thinking about memories in her life. And I actually have another copy of this book which I have started reading, and I'm enjoying it. And yeah, it's just like a little slice of life book, so I thought I would try that one. And then I got The Waves, and The Waves is you're following, it starts off with 6 children and you follow the 6 different characters again throughout their life, and it says follows their lives as they grow up and experience friendship, love, grief, death, and yeah, they seem to all have one friend in common. But yeah, I thought I would give it a go. I've heard good things about her writing, so I thought I'm going to start reading classics, then why not try and read some more of her books. So yeah, that's everything I bought recently, and to be honest, I can't wait to read these books because they all sound really, really good. I have no idea what I'm going to read first. I've just finished reading 2 Jim Butcher books, Peace Talk and Battleground, which is in a long series that I've been loving. And then I have a couple of horror books to finish up, and then I don't know if I'm going to start on House of Fortune first or the Circus of Wonders, because I've literally got like historical fiction, I've got some thrillers, I've got some cozy reads. So yeah, a pretty awesome choice of books to choose from. So if you would like to see me review any of these books, then let me know what one you think I should read first in the comments down below, and yeah, I'll do my best to read that book and review it for you. If you've read any of these books and you liked or disliked them, then please let me know. I always like to I love to hear other people's opinions on books that I have bought, and then to read them and see, you know, if my opinion differs from them. So yeah, let me know which one you think I should read first. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to show in today's little book haul. And I actually, after doing this, just before doing this book haul, actually I just purchased more books online from World of Books, which is like a second-hand online bookshop, and those books will be coming soon. So I'm going to have another book haul coming soon, and then I think I will call it with the book buying so that I can actually, you know, read some of them before accumulating more. And the ones I just bought are actually point horror books, so I'm going to do a whole point horror reading vlog. So yeah, lots of bookish content coming up. So I'm going to stop rambling, and as always, thank you for watching, and until next time, bye guys.